High School for Northwest Suburban Conference Girls Basketball, as tonight the Orioles welcome the Armstrong Falcons here for their second meeting of the season. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Patty Sorensen. And Patty, we saw both these teams actually last week. Osseo has been competing pretty well with some of the better teams around. They played Rogers pretty tough, who was a very good team and later in the week, and we saw them beat Park Center a week ago. They're making strides. The record maybe doesn't show it, but they're becoming a better team.
I agree, and I think that's one thing Coach said too. They're making strides. They're getting a little more consistent in things. He says they've been in some games, and then they've sometimes let the other team go on a run. So sometimes that final score really hasn't indicated really what the game went.
Armstrong, a little bit better record, and they did beat Osseo the first time around, and they're kind of in the same boat. I thought for the most part when we saw them against Ticino Grace, they did a lot of nice things, and they're a team that I think can give you some trouble.
Oh, I agree. I think they did some great things, and when they can get going, when they can get the pass into McGowan like they do, and then they'll also move the ball around, and then they'll come back in. They were able to create a lot of good inside and outside things.
Let's talk about key players to keep an eye on in tonight's game, and we're going to focus on maybe not the top scorers for each team tonight, but a couple of players who are pretty good. Carly Fisher for Armstrong had a real nice game in the game we saw them last week.
Well, yeah, and she's one of their floor leaders, their point guard. She can do some great things. She can be quick. What I like to see is when every once in a while when she takes her shot, because she can shoot and she can drive, and when she does that, that opens it up, and she makes some amazing passes inside.
And for Osseo, they've got still a very young team, and Miss Troy is a pretty good ball player herself. I like the way she was able to finish some layups last week, that game we saw against Park Center.
Oh, I agree. She also is she's their floor leader. They want her on the floor for defense. She's their defensive gal. For a 10th grader, she's got composure, she's got a calmness, and she can lead the team. She can attack, and she can shoot.
Both teams come into this one, I think, thinking they have a shot to win, and those are the fun ones. I mean, when you're playing maybe the very elite of the conference, you're kind of thinking, well, it's going to be a long night, but both of these teams feel like, okay, this is a matchup that we can win if we do the things that we know how to do.
Right, and that's what both coaches talked about. There's certain things they have to control, and they know, especially after competing, what they have to do a little differently this time, and I think they both do. This could be a great game to see them both go at each other.
All right, second to last week of the regular season already. It's hard to believe it's flying by. And a Valentine's night game as well here. Armstrong and Osseo Girls Basketball is up next here on CCX.
As a scientist, I know by the time she takes her first breath, 9 billion more tons of carbon pollution will be in the air. When she takes her first steps, wildfires will have burned millions more acres she could have explored. By the time a child born today goes to college, it may be too late to leave them the world we promised. Our window to act on climate change is like watching them grow up. We blink and we miss it.
And welcome back as we are getting close to tip-off time here as the Falcons being introduced to the crowd. Let's take a look at our lineups for tonight's contest as Armstrong, coached by Antoine Easley, starting a lineup that includes Savannah McGowan, their big post, along with Melina Dilly-Starks, Alexa Parsons, Carly Fisher, and Maddie Fondo. And for Doug Erleen and the Orioles, they've got Jalen Choi, Alea Wilson, who's averaging 27 a ball game for them, Tatum Miller, Josiah White, who we thought had a real nice game against Park Center last week, and Amina Hargrove. So some young lineups here really kind of for both of these teams. Not a lot of seniors getting court time at present for either of them. So always fun to see too that, like you touched on in the pregame, Patty, just, you know, how much has the team grown from the first time you saw them, and what things do coaches want to do a little bit different the second time around, and a little bit of that chess matchup, which I think makes conference play fun, is to see a team a second time like this.
Well, and I think it's fun too. It's like you said, we've gotten to see both these teams and it's play other times, and now it'll be fun to see what they do differently. And it's fun to see with the coaches. Okay, we were able to do that last time. Now we want to add to this, and we need to make sure we still take care of that, or we need to do a better job getting more people involved.
I'll tell you, I was impressed with when we talked to Coach Easley and Coach Erlene, they both remembered some things about the first game. It isn't that occasionally I get coaches, you'll ask, you know, what was the first game like? Oh, God, that was a month ago. I don't remember. And so.
Well, and I'm sure, too, that, you know, especially now with some of the filming, we always film games, too, but now with the access of Huddle for these guys, so different than when I was coaching. And it's, I mean, they give you all the stats, and you can replay and do a lot of cool things that they've made it a little easier to go back and relook at those games, too.
McGowan will jump it up here against Hargrove. Obviously, McGowan will be a focal point of Osseo's defense, and same on the other side. Wilson is somebody that you have to really keep an eye on, and Coach Easley was talking about running kind of multiple bodies at Wilson.
Well, I think what he wants to do, too, is she doesn't get comfortable with the same person. So if you can keep her uncomfortable, she's one of the main people they have to keep uncomfortable.
McGowan a step through there and gets the layup to go.
And that's the other thing I want to see. How are they going to prevent that pass into McGowan? What is Osseo's game plan for that? Because that's going to be one place they're going to have to shut down a little bit.
Here's Wilson getting a first touch. Fondo gets the first assignment on her. Miller looking to drive it between defenders. We'll get a foul call against McGowan, helping out. And just didn't quite get her sealed off and ended up kind of tripping her. So first foul on McGowan right there.
It's almost looked like she was kind of set herself, and then she just actually tripped over McGowan's foot.
Fondo up with the steal, shovels it to Dilly Starks. Now Parsons will shoot it up from the wing, in and out. McGowan grabs the rebound, traveled, I think, before the shot. Yes.
Yeah.
Little hop step backward. It was a very nice rebound, very nice shot, but I think she did kind of shuffle both feet. So Wilson bringing it up court here. Miller coming to the top. Fisher getting the assignment on her. Now they switch. Choi looking to drive it with the left hand, no good. Tipped out, and they'll get another opportunity as Miller gets it over to Alea Wilson. Wilson broke the school record with 47 against De La Salle.
Didn't she have a game of like 45-2 the week before, or was up in the 40s also?
Miller turns the corner, a little short with that one, and McGowan grabs it. So still 2-0 Armstrong, and that early hoop by McGowan. McGowan can shoot that ball from out there, but obviously very good in the post as well. Dilly Starks getting it to Fisher, and now to McGowan. She'll turn and face. No good, but was hit on the arm, and will go to the free throw line.
You know, McGowan is so dimensional. I mean, they've got her inside, but she isn't going to hesitate, and we've seen her take a three before too. So when you draw a task of guarding her, you're going to be busy.
White picking up the foul, and those are the kind of fouls you hate to pick up when you've got her kind of shooting a jump shot like that. I mean, you're probably going to get some fouls trying to defend her down low and battling for rebounds. So you hate to get a kind of just a little touch foul out on the floor like that.
Exactly. Like you said, with the size difference, the odds are you're going to get some fouls inside. You don't want to give them up on the perimeter.
It's 1 out of 2, so 3-0 lead, and Armstrong coming with a little token pressure here. Nothing real heavy yet. Choi on the drive. Back out to Wilson. Got a little space. Wilson with the runner, and she hits. And you don't really want to gamble for steals on the pass like that. Fondo probably regrets that now. Back up top to Fisher. Fisher, a little step through, hit the bottom of the rim with that, but was fouled. Call will go against Amina Hargrove of Osseo, so her first, team second. Carly Fisher to the line. nails that one.
You know, and one thing both teams need to do, they've got their key players that have done a lot of scoring for them, but they do need to get other players. Both coaches emphasize that. We need more people to get involved in the scoring.
In and out, but look at McGowan get up for that rebound. Wow.
They're going to have to work, Osceo's going to have to work to keep her out of the paint to give themselves a better advantage. They give it to her in the paint, then that's going to be tough.
Choi over to White. High screen for Wilson. Fondo did a pretty good job fighting through it. Miller the handoff. Choi had some trouble with it. Not really getting anything toward the basket at all here just yet. Miller driving it and scores. Wow, Miller, smallest player on the court, found enough space and banks it in, so it's 6-4.
I almost thought she was taking herself down too low, and she found the right angle for her.
Fondo into a double. Got rid of it though to McGowan, and then way across, Dilly Starks the fake. And gonna get a blocking foul there as she slid just enough to the side, and White will be called for her second.
Yeah, I think, you know, I don't know if she just got there a little late. Let's see.
Yeah, those are tough ones.
Yeah. And it was kind of contact and kind of not contact.
So Stark's free throw is good. So White will have to check out. Lex Davis will come in to replace her. Second one no good, but there's another offensive rebound for McGowan. Dilly Starks will shoot a three. Oh, that one way off. Choi will give it back out to Miller here. Orioles down 7-4. We've played just about 4 minutes of basketball here. Monday night battle at Osseo. Here's Wilson, going to be called for the travel. She bumped into Parsons. I think that one could have been maybe an offensive foul too. She might actually, even though she didn't like the call, I think she might rather have a travel than a foul there.
I agree with you on that. I was kind of thought it might have gone the other way.
Dilly Starks down to McGowan. They keep it moving around to Fisher, and everybody getting a touch here. Dilly Starks down the baseline. Nice finish.
That was a nice move. She just did a great job of driving and be able to then quick square up and finish that layup.
So many players can't find that angle to do it. It looks like she's practiced that a bit. Oh, great feed from Choi over, and the layup good by Hargrove. That's a nice assist.
I like how Jenny can find people in there, and some of the passes she makes are so pretty. Jalen, excuse me.
McGowan with it at the high post. Now Fondo, high arcer, smashes off the board. Wilson. Little stutter step dribble, and no foul call there. Davis picks it up. Now Miller whipping it down low, back to Davis for the layup. Nice feed there. So a 1-point lead for Armstrong. McGowan with it at the high post. Back out, here's Fisher. And now McGowan. Dilly Starks down low, no good, but was bumped by Hargrove, and that'll be her second. So Osseo picking up some early fouls with their front court players, 2 for White and now 2 for Hargrove.
They're struggling with it. They're picking them up as it goes inside right now, and they've just got to use their feet, get there, but the best thing is just contest it and try not to reach or slap at it.
In and out on the free throw, so Armstrong, the first 3 to go to the line have all been 1 for 2. We'll see if Dilly Starks can now keep that string going by knocking down the second one. Inka Abalade is in number 33 for Osseo, and indeed she does make the second one good. Gonna have a buzzer here for a sub as Jenna Hamann will come in for Armstrong, and Dilly Starks checks out. So a 10-8 lead here for the Falcons. Wilson inbounding.
You know, one thing that Coach Erling said is the last game they played, they were pressed the whole game. So he's feeling his players should be a little comfortable and more comfortable and used to having that kind of pressure applied for the full court.
Miller from the corner is short. Oh, McGowan couldn't come up with it, and now a tie-up. And it will be Osseo basketball. Miller inbounding here for the Orioles as they look to tie it up or even go ahead with a three. Wilson, oh, I thought she was going to let that fly there. Had a little step back. Had Fondo off balance briefly. Wilson to the baseline and scores a tough hoop. Wanted the foul as well, didn't get that call, but nice finish.
I liked when she went in and she just kept her composure at going to the hoop like that. Sometimes you see kids go in and they start to see that contact and then they don't finish strong with their shot.
The Orioles benefited from the official getting caught in the way there. The ball stayed in bounds by hitting him. Here's Davis shooting it up. That's a push on Abalade. Yeah, that one was a little too obvious to overlook. Even somebody as big as McGowan, you can't just give him a big forearm chuck.
She kind of smiling because I think she knew very well what she did.
Here's a look at that nice drive by Wilson there, and you see she wanted the N1. The official, gave her the signal that now she was up straight up on you, but Fondo getting it over to Fisher. Fisher into the middle, little runner won't go. And Miller the rebound here for the Orioles. So Osseo looking to take the lead here. Wilson drives and couldn't get it to go. McGowan the rebound. Fisher kicking it to the corner. Hamann will take one dribble and then shoot it up, no good. McGowan trying to track it down, but she was out of bounds. And so Osseo will get it back. Here is Dilly Starks back in, Parsons out. And Avery Purifoy also coming in here for Armstrong. Both teams kind of looking at going about 8 to 9 deep, depending on game situation, obviously. And in for Osseo here, Jayla Bennett handling it now, number 2.
Well, and I think like Coach Easley said, they came off of 3 games last week, and they have 3 more this week. So they've got a busy schedule. Want to keep some legs fresh, that's for sure.
Fisher getting it to McGowan. She'll turn and shoot that one and nails it. Savannah McGowan's got a pretty varied skill set. She's a good player.
And she shoots with confidence. She plays very confident.
Wilson driving it down the baseline and was fouled. And Armstrong, Coach Easley, telling it, you got to just get your foot on that baseline. She cannot be allowed to go around you there.
Yeah, when you run that over at practice all the time, shut that baseline, and it's so frustrating when that happens in the game, and it's like just one more step and you're there.
Here's Wilson from the corner. That one is too long. Miller turns on the speed to get to it and then was fouled. Kind of an unnecessary foul there by Armstrong. It was like they were frustrated that they lost the race to the rebound there and just ran into Miller. Valentine's evening here at Osseo. So foul went against Hamann, by the way, for the Falcons. Araya Mitchell, number 11, checking in here for Osseo. Miller inbounds for the Orioles, gets it to Wilson. Avalade flashing in there, back to Miller, and now Wilson. Gets a screen, pops that jumper, but it's short. And the Orioles can't save it. It was actually 2 Osseo players, both going for it, kind of ran each other off. Parsons will come back in here for Armstrong as Dilly Starks getting set to inbound. Falcons leading it by 2. Just a little over 10 to go here in this first half, or a little under actually. Parsons. Oops, that one over the head of Fisher and out of bounds. So the Orioles will get it back.
No team has been able to get into a real solid, consistent rhythm yet. It's just they haven't found their flow quite yet.
And we seem like we've had a lot of whistles, either turnovers, fouls. There hasn't been a great flow. Wilson missing that shot. And they let him play, and Dilly Starks bringing it up. Fisher tried to go inside to McGowan. It got all the way to the other side to Purifoy. And she was fouled and will go to the free throw line. Miller will pick the foul up for Osseo.
You know, on that last one I watched, you know, Fisher, she looked like she had an option to take that shot, but she does look to feed right away. She's looking for her teammates, and I think she's passed up a couple of her own shots.
Yeah, they were kind of fortunate on that one, to be honest. I mean, the pass really wasn't intended to Purifoy there, but it got all the way over to her. And true to form, as they've done every time, making 1 out of 2. And we'll see if that ultimately comes back to bite them. If they're, you know, you probably want to shoot better than 50% if you're thinking you're going to win a game.
Definitely. I know that's a frustration for everybody for sure.
Wilson had it jabbed away, but stays with it, and the runner no good. McGowan, the rebound, bodies everywhere. Ahead to Dilly Starks. And she was fouled by Bennett.
I thought he was maybe going to call hand checking on her because it looked like she put her hand in her back, but
that'll be bonus now. 7th foul against Osseo, only 3 against Armstrong. So Melina Dilly Starks, the junior, will go to the free throw line here for Armstrong.
And that's exactly what you said earlier. That's part of what's contributing to no team being able to get into the flow, is the number of fouls or whistles that have been blowing.
First one is good. And this time she makes them both, so Falcons lead stretch to 5 now. Choi swings it across to Bennett. And there's a steal. Jumping in the passing lane here is Carly Rettelsheimer. She'll go all the way, but no good. Fondo grabs the rebound. Parsons around to Fisher. Dilly Starks swings it across. Carly Fisher steps in with a runner and hits.
She likes that little shot, and she does a good job with that.
Choi sweeping across the lane with the left hand and scores it. So back to a 5-point game. Parsons is left open. She'll shoot that 3, but no good. Davis rebounds. Choi going to try and do it again here, it looks like. No good, but she was fouled. And this will be on Parsons, it looks like, for Armstrong. So look at that last move by Choi. It's kind of got a little natural pick from the post player there.
She came down hard on that last one right here. Seemed to get back up to the free throw line a little slowly. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah, and I'm not positive, but it kind of looked like somebody stepped on her hair when she was on the ground too, which that doesn't always feel great if you start to try and lift your head up.
Definitely not.
And Choi not able to get either to go. Out off Davis. No, wait a minute. It's going to be Osseo ball. McGowan's getting a rest, and you notice it on rebounds because she swallows up so many of them for the Falcons.
Well, and that would be the time, you know, with her out to try and get a little bit of your own inside game going if you can. But actually, Osseo has a pretty small lineup in there right now.
Bounce pass got all the way through and out of bounds. So Hargrove coming back in here for Osseo. Again, Hargrove and White each picked up 2 early fouls. And really, Osseo doesn't have a lot of post game anyway, it feels like. Dilly Starks inbounding here for the Falcons. Parsons lobs it across to Rettelsheimer and missed that one inside. Davis couldn't quite secure that rebound. A tie-up, it'll go Armstrong's way. And now McGowan getting set to check back in here for the Falcons. McGowan faking the handoff and goes right in for the layup. Boy, the Orioles fell for that one. Just the natural look that she was going to hand that one off, and they just went with the flow of that, and she made it look easy.
They jumped at that fake, and boy, she did. She made it look really nice. And she makes good control. She has good control of the ball when she makes her moves to the basket too, which is fun to watch.
Miller, and an illegal screen call against Wilson of Osseo there. Here's another look. Watch McGowan fake that handoff, and whoops, everybody went with the cutter there. So player control foul, no free throws here for Armstrong, but they continue to rack them up. Miller knocked it loose, and here's Wilson going all the way. Missed it. Wilson gets it back and bounced around and out. Billy Starks grabs it. Miller trying to chase Fondo down. Almost caught her. Fondo toward the corner, lobbing it to McGowan. McGowan got it over to Parsons, and she was fouled. Didn't see her right away, but it was still open by the time she got it over there, and then the Orioles picking up another foul.
You know, that's a good safety net for them too. They were getting trapped down here, and then you just got your post, and she gets up there. So you just get that ball up to her hands, it'll help you get out of that trap too.
Parsons getting her first point right there with that free throw. I think Osseo complaining about the foul disparity a little bit, but at the same time, most of these at the defensive end have definitely been fouls. In this last one, there was no question.
I agree with you on that.
Parsons nailing them both. We had a sub getting ready to come in, so Emily Fisher for Armstrong, younger sister of Carly, will be allowed to check in here, and that allows the Falcons to fully get that pressure set up. Biggest lead right now, 9 points for Armstrong. Again, they kind of back out of it. Miller went off her foot and then got all the way out of bounds. Dilly Starks will inbound, but we have a sub getting ready to come in, Bennett. And Miller will check out. Head to Carly Fisher. Dilly Starks rotating it right back. Carly Fisher dumping to McGowan, flashing through, and she'll kick it out. Fondo taking a three, it's short. And we get a tie-up on the rebound as McGowan battling there with Hargrove.
I like how McGowan also keeps her eyes open looking for her teammates, because she's knowing, I mean, just about anywhere she's gone probably this year, she's been doubled down on. And there's a few times with her height advantage she could probably take that, but she's still looking for the opponent or her teammate that might have the better shot.
And I think players don't mind playing with somebody who shoots a lot if that's true, if they'll look for you, if they'll find you when you're open and they're not, taking bad shots. White spinning, scoring, and one. Nice hoop there. White's had to sit a little bit with foul trouble. That time just a nice strong attack and able to get the soft touch on that one despite the foul.
And I think that's going to be one of her advantages. The more she can do that, whether she gets just into the paint and puts up a jump shot or can go farther in, I think she's got a good opportunity to draw a foul.
And White buries the free throw, completing the three-point play. Osseo really needed that one. They'd been kind of on a drought. Now it's ahead to McGowan, lost it, and knocked out though by Osseo. Savannah got fortunate there because she pretty much coughed it up, but then the Oriole inadvertently hit it.
When I liked there was an exchange right there between Fondo and McGowan after that, and Fondo was going over, sorry about the pass, and I liked how they communicated. McGowan's, don't worry about it, That makes you very comfortable.
Into Dilly Starks, no good. McGowan, the rebound, no good. And ultimately, White comes out of there with it for Osseo. Armstrong by 6, just under 5 to go here in this first half from Osseo High School. Wilson. Been relatively quiet, a couple hoops for her. She averages 27. White will be fouled there, and that's going to be number 3 on Dilly Starks, it looks like. No, maybe not. Let's see what he ended up signaling there. Yeah, it is. It is Dilly Starks' 3rd. Into Choi. So Rettelsheimer back in for Dilly Starks now, presumably out for the rest of the half with that 3rd foul.
I would anticipate that also, because they're going to need her in the second half, and you got to rely on these other kids to come off the bench and at least keep it closer or maybe improve on it.
Little clear out there on the right side, and Wilson scoring through some contact there. Could have possibly been a body foul there, but she banked it in nicely. Down to a 4-point lead. McGowan back across. Emily Fisher, lost it on the way in, got it back. And it's going to be out off of her. It'll be Osseo ball. Doug Arlene and staff like that as their team able to throw a quick double at her. Here, watch Wilson driving in. Yeah, she kind of went into the defender there, so I could see the no call there too. Looking for White. Tried to pull it in with just her right hand instead of grabbing with 2. Rettelsheimer will inbound in the backcourt. It's Antoine Easley's team's turn to have a little drought here, so they've been stuck on 21 for a bit, and their lead is at 4. Fondo being pressured by Wilson, got it to Fisher, now McGowan. Back to Carly Fisher, steps in a little closer, no. McGowan, the rebound, was falling as she shot it. Now Carly Fisher with the rebound, scores and 1. Armstrong all over the offensive glass here.
That might be White's 3rd foul too.
And I think it's going to be Hargrove's 3rd,
actually.
actually.
Is it Hargrove? Okay.
So
yeah, excuse me.
Either way, It's 3 on her.
Yeah.
So Carly Fisher trying to complete a 3-point play here for Armstrong. Too strong, but it comes right back to her. Then missed it, got it back again, and is fouled again. So Osseo struggling to clear the defensive rebounds. This one will be against Mitchell.
It's unfortunate that Hargrove picked up that foul because she was playing some really tough defense against McGowan while she was out there. She was doing a good job.
This time Fisher hits the free throw. Parsons will check back in here for Armstrong. And this time Carly Fisher makes a pair, and Antoine Easley wants a timeout on the Armstrong side here. His team up by 8 now at 25-17. A little over 3 to go here in this first half.
And I think he wants to discuss with his team too. Okay, we've made some runs. We hit a cold spell, but unfortunately for Osseo, they have a couple key players that are out with foul trouble. So how are we going to regroup and run this offense more effectively? And I think they have some good options out there.
I think part of Osseo's problem in terms of fouling is not being able to get defensive rebounds, because then a lot of times, you know, when somebody's able to get an offensive board, they're right in there, and you know, there's going to be a lot of contact a lot of times, and they've picked up quite a few that way. So they definitely need to do a better job on the boards now, especially against McGowan. Sometimes that's easier said than done. You might have what you know feel like is relatively good position, and she'll just go over the top of you and get it.
Yeah, she is. She definitely is a challenge to rebound against, and she has really pretty decent body control too when she goes up for the boards. I'm impressed with how she controls her body both defensively and offensively. It's always tough when you have to guard that big post and you feel like you come to their armpit. And how do I keep them off the board? How do I keep the ball from getting? You just got to work. You just got to be on the body and work.
Yeah, and it isn't just height either. It's strength. You know, you say, well, block her out and back her out of there. Oh, easier said than done.
Yes, exactly.
Choi fake the pass and scores with the left hand. Wow, nice hoop.
That was a nice read, a nice job of attacking the bucket.
It feels like people are surprised when she's so good with her left hand, although that's often the case. She'll drive it left. And McGowan is fouled as she took that one up inside, and this will be White getting her third. Another look at Choi's hoop right there.
You know, that's one thing with Choi is she just is quiet maybe, or calmly how she does it. It's just like she just kind of sneaks in there and gets that ball, and just the confidence she has.
So McGowan to the free throw line. Third on White. Hargrove has 3 as well. McGowan sinks the free throw. And so now Abalade will come in. Another look at this one here as White didn't like the call.
But it looked like she went, her arm when it was down, it looked like it was right across. You know what happens, I think, sometimes is kids will see that, you know, at the end she was straight up, but by the time the whistle is blown and the ref calls the foul, it was maybe the action right before the straight up and what they're seeing.
So Armstrong now by 8. Osseo in some foul trouble. Here's Choi again driving. This time it rolled off. Mitchell and McGowan fighting for the rebound. It's going to be out off McGowan. It'll be Orioles ball. 2:29 to go here, first half. Wilson will inbound. Bennett kicks it right back out to Mitchell, and now Choi. Cross to Bennett. Wilson trying to post up. They knocked it away. Wilson driving in. Oh, it rolls off, and McGowan the rebound. Rettelsheimer to the baseline. It turns into a pass, and McGowan will lay it in. I don't know if we can give her an assist there, though. I think she was shooting that ball, but 10-point lead now for Armstrong. Drive and a little floater won't go. Mitchell the rebound. That one misses, and Carly Fisher boards it. Gets it out to Parsons. And picked away by Wilson. Alea Wilson will go all the way, missed it. Mitchell tracks it down. And Choi thought about it and missed long. Parsons ahead. Here's Carly Fisher. Fisher, too strong with that. And Abalati the rebound. Bennett with it out top here as we approach a minute to go in the first half. Osseo down by 10. Wilson to the baseline and was fouled by Fondo. So Wilson will go to the line. Yep, got her arm extended out across her there. Free throw is good for Wilson. She now has 7. Davis will check in. Abalati out. One more time for Leah Wilson, and she calmly knocks it down. So the lead is 8 for the Falcons here. A little under a minute to play in this first half. They go to McGowan. McGowan is fouled, I think, by Mitchell.
Ooh. I wasn't sure if maybe she had a little shuffle step in there and had traveled first, or.
And that's what Coach Erlene is saying too. I think they recognize right away. They've subbed out their third post player, Abalati. I think they're trying to conserve fouls. And so Mitchell kind of put in a tough spot there. And free throw spins out for McGowan. My thought was that she probably traveled, but it was because she was shoved in the back. And it looks like that's kind of what the official saw as well.
Sure, I agree.
Second free throw good for McGowan. So it's 30-21 Falcons. Bennett into the lane, forces one up there, and McGowan saving it with her right hand or offhand. Fisher up to Fondo. Quickly back out. Parsons left open. She'll shoot that high arcer. No good. Rettelsheimer had it blocked. Then Rettelsheimer hustled to get it. And a scramble for it here. We'll get a tie up. Yeah, and it'll be Armstrong ball. 5 seconds to go.
I wasn't sure when she first blew the whistle and started to make a signal. I thought, are you calling a foul? But.
And they lob toward McGowan. Nice job by Mitchell, though, to get a piece of it and force McGowan into a tough shot. The next time will be too late. So nice job by Mitchell there defensively. We have reached halftime of this one, and the visiting Falcons from Armstrong leading Osseo. 30-21 is our halftime score. We'll take a timeout, come back with first half highlights and more basketball here on CCX.
As a scientist, I know by the time she takes her first breath, 9 billion more tons of carbon pollution will be in the air. When she takes her first steps, wildfires will have burned millions more acres she could have explored. By the time a child born today goes to college, it may be too late to leave them the world we promised. Our window to act on climate change is like watching them grow up. We blink and we miss it.
What do an aerospace engineer, cancer immunologist, and bat scientist all have in common? We all have cool jobs in STEM fields. Whether it's building robots or learning to code, girls everywhere are finding their passion for science, technology, engineering, and math through positive role models and mentors. So dare to dive in, get connected, and explore. You never know what your future may hold. Learn more about these and even more cool jobs at SheCanSTEM.com.
And welcome back here to Osseo as Armstrong leading the Orioles 30-21 girls basketball here on CCX as we check out some highlights from this opening half of play. Miller whipping it inside and Lex Davis scoring there. A couple of nice setups for the Orioles. And here's Wilson driving it strong into the D to score that one. And then Choi sweeping across the lane, finishing nicely with the left hand for Osseo. That was a nice pass fake there. She kind of froze Fisher and got the layup to go. Fisher, this time a little fake and then runner for the Falcons. McGowan just faced up, pops that jumper. She's tough to stop if she's making that one. And then that was very early on. I think it was the first bucket of the night. Stepped through and got it to go. And then this was nice. Faked the handoff and just went right to the hoop. So McGowan, good as advertised here, 14 in that first half. Fisher had 7. Dilly Starks, before picking up some fouls, ended up with 6. Wilson with 8. Choi with 4. And White, who also battled some foul trouble, with 3 points for Osseo. We'll take another timeout and come back here as the teams get set for half number 2. We're in, as I said, the second to last week of the regular season. Hard to believe how fast it zips by sometimes here. Armstrong leading at 30-21.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. 'Cause when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off.
I was forgetting my responsibilities at work.
I told Mom we should visit a doctor.
Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that.
Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected with Mom.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
And welcome back here to Osseo High School as the team's warming up, or one of them anyway. Armstrong getting some shots up here. We said Northwest Suburban Conference game, and both of these teams obviously not contending, but have done some good things. Armstrong in particular. Maple Grove managed to stay unbeaten so far in league play, and Rogers right on their tail, and then you got Centennial solidly in there at third. We saw Totino Grace last week. We saw Champlain Park not too long ago, just over the 500 mark in conference play. And then the second portion of the grouping, Armstrong. Yeah, see, you got little things you can still shoot for. Let's get ahead of Anoka and Spring Lake Park. Things like that to kind of look for down the stretch here and improve. I mean, the Falcons have a shot still to be 500 for the regular season, which could help them seeding-wise.
Well, and there's still time, like they said, they got Falcons have 5 games left. There's still time to improve and build on to go into section playoff in your strongest that you are as a team.
Wilson, it's a high pick there, and then he'll give it up to Miller. Ooh, we're going to get a foul on Fondo as she was trying to deny Wilson the ball there. And thought Wilson might have pushed off, but they're going to say first it was a foul on the little hold there on Fondo. Tried to sell it a little bit too there. Wilson, a sweet crossover, attacks, but it won't go. And then tipped loose out off of Osseo, I think. Yep. Hargrove hit it last. Really nice move for Wilson. Nothing wrong with it. It just didn't quite go in. Dilly Starks. Back out to Parsons. Now Dilly Starks got it back at the high post. Stepped in for a little runner, no good, and White rebounds. Choi will move it back over to Miller. High pick, and Wilson will shoot it up. It's in and out. Fisher the rebound. Knocked away from her. McGowan will help her out. Fisher into the middle. A little runner, too strong, but got it back herself. And had it blocked. It'll be out off Osseo. So Fondo will inbound on the baseline here for Armstrong. Neither team has scored yet here, early second half. And no, in some trouble, but got it to Parsons.
She had McGowan curling right through the lane with her, but she didn't see her.
Cross to Fisher, goes right into McGowan. And going to be a jump ball as White came down and put her hands on the ball. It'll be Armstrong ball, but nice double team help there. Fondo giving it to Parsons. Fondo's open at the top. She'll shoot that one. No good, but it comes right back to her. And her pass was tipped as she tried to get it to McGowan. It'll be Falcons basketball here. Osseo again has struggled on the defensive glass, and that one it came all the way back out to the shooter who had shot it from the top of the key. Good job on denial there by Miller as they tried to hand it off to Fisher. Parsons into a trap, got it out though. Dilly Starks down the baseline, well defended there by Hargrove. It's going to be out off of Armstrong, so nice job there. Osseo had some foul problems in the first half. They seem to have done a little better job on a couple of these of, you know, not trying so hard to go for a block or steal and just playing solid D.
They've really kind of collapsed on players. They're moving a little quicker on D right now, Osseo is.
Miller down the middle had it knocked away. It'll stay with Osseo. Wilson comes out from behind a screen, pops that three, and it is good. Alea Wilson, first made three of the game for Osseo right there, and they are to within 6.
There was a little more patience on the offense that time of just moving the ball around and getting their best shot.
And there's a steal by Miller.
Oh, that was a beautiful no-look pass, too.
And Wilson not able to finish it, though. Dilly Starks back the other way. Cut off at the baseline. And then White stole it. Osseo a little momentum right now.
They're pressuring the ball a little more and causing some disruption, which is exactly what they want to do right now.
Miller to the baseline, offensive foul as Dilly Starks got set. And Miller called for the charge. Yeah, I think pretty good call there. So Parsons will inbound here for Armstrong. Fondo giving it back to Fisher as Miller chasing all around. Ooh, almost the steal. Now they do get it. Boy, Armstrong just seemed nonchalant there, and Miller was all over him. Miller giving it up. Choi, an open look for a three, and that's good. And here come the Orioles as they storm back to within 3. Back-to-back threes from Wilson and Choi. Fisher, the drive and dish. McGowan stepping through and scores. Not a bad place to go when you need a bucket, right?
Exactly, and for a minute there I thought they had McGowan, but then she just did a little fake and then split through and was able to have the bucket.
Another look at that. Miller did a nice job drawing the defense to her, and Choi with her feet set able to bury it. And then at the other end, Fisher getting it. And watch the nice little move by McGowan here, just to step through.
Here's to go what you talked about earlier, her strength, because she had someone pressuring that ball and she was able to finish it off.
So Armstrong's lead is at 5 after Osseo had made a pair of threes in a row to really tighten it up, but they go to McGowan to get a much needed basket right there. Osseo will inbound in the backcourt. You just feel like they've got a little more spark here early in the second half. They're getting after it a little bit and doing some good things.
Their defense is creating some things that's giving them more confidence on offense also. They're just picking up more energy.
Choi giving it to Miller. Now Wilson to the baseline. Kicked it across. White with a shot fake and then a reach in on Dilly Starks, and that'll be her 4th. Boy, she had moved her feet pretty nicely to cut off the baseline, but then reached. And she more than likely is going to have to sit for a period of time here. Well, that's her 4th foul. Well, they didn't maybe realize it, and she stays on the court. Wilson popping out to shoot a 3. That time no good. McGowan the rebound. It's been interesting to watch because Fondo is just face guarding Wilson all over the floor, not paying any attention to help defense in any way, shape, or form. Her assignment is just to make things difficult for Wilson.
She's been doing that right from the start of this half, and you're exactly right. She doesn't even look to where the ball is, just in Wilson's face.
Not a very good pass that time. McGowan couldn't reach it. Choi will bring it back out to Miller here. Osseo down by 5, but they've got things going a little bit early in the second half. Choi will take another long one, this time off, but Wilson rebounds and scores. Orioles back to within 3 on that hoop by Alea Wilson. She has 13 now, averages 27. And a foul on Miller as Dilly Stark started to go around her, so that'll be the 4th on Miller as well. Dilly Starks now will check out as Purifoy comes in to replace her. So some couple of key players picking up their 4th fouls relatively early in the game, and now Bennett will come in for Miller. Miller disappointed to come out with that 4th foul, but I like what she's been doing. She's been getting after it.
Her intensity. She's been disrupting a lot on defense as far as with what Armstrong's tried to do.
And a dangerous pass there, and White picks it off. White sidesteps the defender and scores a nice hoop for White after the steal, and it's a 1-point game. McGowan double teamed. She'll turn and shoot. It's an air ball. Osseo, all the momentum right now. They look to take the lead. Bennett. Dumps it into White. Looking to attack. No good, but Purifoy fouled her. So White will head to the free throw line here. Chance to give her team the lead. There's a look at White's nice steal, and then watch her to avoid the charge there. Parsons tried to sell it, but it was definitely not even close to a charge. And misses on the free throw. Still a chance to tie it, though, if she can make the second.
Well, and the other thing they've done is they've made it very difficult, even for McGowan when she gets the ball.
Yeah, the doubles have been much more effective. They've just kind of surrounded her and made it very difficult. And even though she can make good passes, I think if Osseo, they want it out of her hands. They'll dare anybody else to beat her. White will be called for the foul there as she tried to cut off the baseline drive. And that'll be her fourth. Another look as you'll see the drive there and bodying into her a little bit. Purifoy getting it back. Fisher lobbing over the top to McGowan for two. Boy, we saw that against Grace. Fisher capable of those pinpoint passes. There was not a lot of room to get that in. Back up top to Bennett. And a foul on the drive here. Let's see if they'll call it a shooting foul. Looks like it might be. Yeah, well. Where did something like that sound? Bennett's free throw bounces in. And the second one is also good for Bennett. So Osseo to within one. Back out top, Purifoy's pass tipped by Wilson. Bennett throws it ahead for the lead. Wilson with the layup.
That was a beautiful pass by Bennett because she saw her go by her and her back was actually to her own basket when she fed her the pass. That was heads up.
Osseo D really creating chances there. Wilson got the tip and then she's ahead of the pack for the layup. So Osseo up 35-34. Wow, they trailed by 9 at halftime. They have just been much more effective defensively in the second half, doing a lot of good things, as you pointed out, to limit McGowan as well. The doubles have been more strategic and better done, it feels like, so that she doesn't have that many opportunities with the ball. And right now Armstrong's back on their heels. Their dribblers are looking like they're a little bit intimidated or a little bit worried about what's going to happen because they're getting pressured hard.
Osseo just brought a whole different energy when they came out in this second half. And that energy translated into their intensity with their intensity on defense, and it's moving down to the offense. And you're right, it just seems like, Armstrong's been caught off guard right now. It's like, wait a minute, we had this lead, and now you got to realize you can get back in it. But, God, I love the energy Osseo's bringing.
So we'll see if they can keep their momentum here coming out of the timeout, or if the Falcons can get things swung back their way a little bit. Armstrong's been held to 4 points. Both buckets by McGowan here to begin the half. Fondo will give it to McGowan. Parsons, Fisher, and now McGowan down low. She'll turn and face, but no good, and Davis rebounds. Joy over to Bennett. She'll turn and shoot that one, no good, and McGowan secures the rebound. Parsons giving it to Fisher. She will drive it between defenders, no good. And the rebound secured by Osseo. Here comes Wilson. Drives and dishes, and the layup is good for Hargrove.
She was able to make that one pretty much uncontested.
So 37-34 Orioles. Here's Fisher. Into the middle, had it blocked. Choi out of there with it. Bennett on the drive, no good. McGowan the rebound. But Armstrong right now struggling to find good shots.
Well, and I think what they did those last couple times, they've pulled McGowan out because she was getting doubled and tripled, and Carly's been attacking in the middle, but they just haven't been able to capitalize on it.
Here comes Wilson down the lane, no good, and she was fouled. A lot of room there left, and Fondo, that's a tough ask to try and stop her when she's got a head of steam. And Wilson will head to the line here. Free throw is good. Doesn't it feel like, too, like when you're playing with confidence offensively, the calls start to kind of swing your way a little bit, too, because in the first half it was the other way around.
Exactly. You know, they're attacking more aggressively and confidently, and then, like you said, Armstrong kind of is a little bit going, we gave up this lead, they're on their heels a little bit, so then there's more of a reaction, and that's where they're getting their fouls.
5-point lead now for Osseo. They were down 9 at halftime. Dilly Starks will kick it out to Parsons for an open three, in and out. Dilly Starks the rebound, she was fouled. I think it'll be Hargrove picking it up, which would be her 4th. So more than likely, we're going to see a player or two foul out in this one the way it's looking.
There's been a lot of fouls on there. You know, it's funny, though. You get some kids that pick up those fouls real quick like that, and then they can play tough the rest of the game and not pick up another one.
Free throw, no good. And yeah, sometimes it's just wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, it isn't necessarily that you're doing things the wrong way or whatever. I mean, sometimes fouls just find you, it feels like. I know coaches probably don't think of it that way, but it's true.
Well, we've seen it we have on the replays here, it's like, really, that was a foul there? And she was in defense. The girl made the move and actually kind of tripped over her, but that went against her.
Dilly Starks getting 1 out of 2, so the Falcons down by 4. Now they set up a little pressure. Ooh, that one hung in the air. Dilly Starks couldn't quite get there, though. Bennett. Mitchell now to Wilson. Choi swings it to Bennett. Bennett dropping it off inside to Wilson. No good, but she was fouled. And Fondo will pick up another one. That is her 4th.
You know, and like you said earlier, you just watch Fondo, and as soon as Wilson passes that ball, Fondo's head doesn't follow the ball at all. She's only following Wilson.
Purifoy will check in and replace Fondo here. Short, but Abalati grabs the rebound. Osseo will get another crack. Now the defender falls. Wilson shoveling it over. Abalati missed it though. Wilson will get it back. Goes to the baseline and scores. Again, Armstrong, you've got to put your foot on the baseline. She cannot go around you there. I know, again, easier said than done, but Purifoy needed to do a better job there. In and out. Choi, lost it, but they'll get it back. 6-point Osseo lead.
What you're getting down there for Armstrong on offense, they're putting up some quick shots. They've gotten their best shots when they've moved the ball around, then fed it in or out, but more than 1 or 2 passes, and right now it's pretty quick.
Bennett pull up from the baseline is short. McGowan the rebound. Dilly Starks driving, no good. Fisher the rebound and threw it out right to Bennett. Here's Wilson with the runner, no good. And Mitchell grabs that rebound and got it over to Wilson, and she was fouled. Wilson will shoot free throws. See if it'll be on. Oh, it's going to be the 5th on Dilly Starks. So she will foul out with 7 points. That's a key loss for them.
That is, because she's been pretty aggressive on both ends of the floor for them. You know, it's like you said earlier too. It's, you know, the first half Osseo had quite a few fouls, and then now in the second half it's happening to Armstrong.
Fondo will come back in. Dilly Starks checking out, or not checking out, fouling out. Did save a layup, but I don't know that that's not probably a trade-off they're willing to make. You're losing one of their better players to fouls there, but. And Wilson knocking down a pair. Boy, what a tale of two halves so far. Osseo now up by 8. They were down 9 at halftime. In for McGowan. Abalade will be called for the foul. Not necessarily a bad foul to take there, though. She was probably going to have a relatively good look inside. Official having a little discussion to clean things up, especially before the ball's even inbounded. Back out to Fisher. Fisher driving down the middle, no good. McGowan rebounding, scores, and a foul. Savannah McGowan will get a chance to complete a three-point play. Abalade will pick it up.
See, and I think that's the key for Armstrong, is to be able to get the ball back in her hands. She does such a nice job of keeping the ball up, and she has such a soft touch when she shoots it.
McGowan's free throw, though, spins out, and then we get a tie-up. Purifoy and Mitchell. Ball will go to Osseo. Had an interesting stretch run, it's looking like here. 6-point lead for Osseo, about 6.5 to play. Ooh, almost threw it over Miller's head, but nice job to retrieve it. Purifoy got her hands on that one, but it'll stay Osseo ball. Mitchell handing it back to Wilson, but it wouldn't go. Wilson gets it back, and that one's off. Abalade tipping it loose.
They're doing a good job, Osseo, is they got McGowan pretty far under there. It made it harder for her to rebound.
Way across to Choi, no good. Mitchell, though, grabs it, and out of bounds off of the foot of Purifoy of Armstrong. Hargrove and White come back in here for Osseo, both with 4 fouls, but it's late enough in the game now that you're kind of thinking, can't save them forever.
Well, exactly, and right now, bring their energy back in, and Osseo, it's, you know, both teams still have a lot of time.
Mitchell and Purifoy hitting heads there.
Ooh.
Mitchell, I think, took the worst of that, and she's going to check out.
Hey, why don't you guys go to your bench?
Not really sure what he's.
Might have blood.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
might have been the lip of Purifoy and the forehead of Mitchell that came together there. It's gotten rough. There's no doubt down the stretch here. They're battling hard. So Purifoy will be allowed to stay in the game. Wilson will inbound here for Osseo. Orioles up by 6. Choi down the baseline and then back out for Miller from the top, and it's good.
That was nice. That was very nice. You know, if you're Osseo now, you're going down and we say, okay, we're going to move the ball, get our best shot. There's no pressure, and then get back down and play really good defense. And Armstrong just has to run their offense again. I mean, get back into their flow.
Choi drew the double and kicked it back out, and Miller is open. See, the confidence level has gone up for Osseo. They are up by 9, and there's a steal by Wilson. White driving it, and short with that one. Fisher down the middle, too strong. Gets it back and is fouled.
I think he called it on White. Nope. No, he didn't.
Hargrove will pick it up, and I believe will be her 5th.
Huh, they just put it up as her 4th.
Fisher's free throw is good. First point of the second half for Fisher. And now Emily Fisher checking back in for the Falcons. Yeah, I guess somewhere along the way I was wrong in terms of the foul. I thought that would have been Hargrove's 5th, but apparently not. Fisher makes them both. So 46-39 Orioles. Wilson getting it ahead to White. Across to Choi for the layup. Back to a 9-point lead here for the Orioles. Emily Fisher way across. Emily Fisher will shoot that 3, and she hits.
Comes off the bench and just pops a 3.
Freshman coming up with a big hoop there, and it's back to a 6-point game now. Miller driving it down the middle, no. Bondo came close to picking up another foul there. Purifoy back out. Emily Fisher will go to McGowan. And had it knocked away, and there's a steal. Here's Miller leading the pack. Miller for the layup. Back to an 8-point game and a timeout as Osseo, not just the momentum, but they seem like they're, Armstrong getting a little tired. There's been a few times where they've turned it over, and it's kind of like, oh, here we go.
Exactly. That just seems like I said, the energy is just all right now looking like it's a little bit more in Osseo's favor. And then obviously you're playing good defense, which creates, you get a turnover or whatever, and you come down, you score, you find lots more energy then. You're not tired, you're moving.
Armstrong feeling a little bit shell-shocked here the way this, I mean, they're not that they thought they had it won at halftime or anything, but they had kind of played their game. They're up by 9 at half, and it's just been completely different here in the second half.
Yeah, they did. They had a comfortable lead. You know, this last couple times they started to move the ball a little more to get a better shot, but there were a few times they came down and it just seemed like they were going too quick with the shot off, maybe not getting their best or their highest percentage shot.
And it feels like Osseo, I mean, I hate to say this, I don't want to upset any Armstrong parents or anything, but they know that McGowan is by far the best option they have. We need to take that away is what Osseo is thinking. We're going to dare the other 4 to beat us. And that's the way it's looking right now. And so far, it's succeeding.
I agree with you 100% on that. Well, in the past, too, when we've seen Armstrong be successful at that, when it's gone into McGowan and she's doubled, the other people have opened, so they've had a good outside shot.
They keep it rotating. Fisher looking for McGowan in traffic here, and in and out. Nice rebound by White.
And that was a good move. McGowan makes those a lot. You know, just at that time it didn't go in, but that was good ball movement that time. And
Hargrove attacking, lost it. McGowan will pick it up. A little over 3 minutes to go. Armstrong is down 8. Not a lot of margin for error for them anymore. Carly Fisher back to Emily Fisher. Ooh, a near steal by Miller.
ooh,
Carly Fisher surrounded, finding Fondo and wide left with that one. And Carly Fisher saving it, but Osseo comes away with it. Wilson, little Euro step move and scores.
she did that very nicely.
10-point lead. Orioles trying to pick up the W here after trailing by 9 at halftime, and they're looking good to do it. Into McGowan and scores. And timeout, Coach Easley.
And that's the kind of ball movement Armstrong needs, and the movement they need inside out, because then they got it into McGowan, and it was just a natural, easy move for her. You know, when we were talking to Coach Erling before the game, you know, and he's talked about some of his games have been a tale of 2 different halves, and you're definitely seeing tonight their second half has been a great, strong half for them.
Yeah, whatever the chalk talk was at halftime,
it did the job.
Yeah.
Sure did. I always like when those halftime chalk talks work.
Choi will inbound here in the backcourt. Armstrong's going to look to throw double teams on, I think. Yep, they come at Wilson there and almost have the turnover, not quite. Miller up the sideline, it was out of bounds. I was going to say they missed a chance to trap her, but I guess it ultimately worked out.
Yeah, I was a little worried because as she was riding her up the side, it's like, oh, you're giving her that, but
McGowan checks back in. They're probably going to do some offense-defense subbing with her a little bit. They get a little more pressure D with her out and then bring her back in for offense.
ooh.
Fisher traveled. Yeah. And again, they sub in Purifoy for McGowan. Miller is foul. So it'll be free throws here, still 1-1. I was thinking they kind of had what they wanted there. Miller's a great player, but at 5'5", they trap her in the corners. You might have trouble throwing out of that, but they got a little too aggressive.
Well, you know, and you practice that all the time too, and it's like, and like you said, they had her right where they wanted. It's hard for kids to sometimes hold that trap.
Miller's free throw is good. She now has 8 points. No good on the second. Fisher the rebound. So Osseo by 9. Emily Fisher over to Carly Fisher. Carly Fisher almost lost it, got it back though. And
wow. That was a good job of, because you're right, I thought she'd lost that.
7-point game. Wilson down the baseline. Ooh, an offensive foul. That'll be her second as she turned the corner. Not so sure on that one. So under a minute and a half to go. Emily Fisher giving it up Fondo, but they're being pressured so much, having trouble getting good shots. And Fisher is tied up. Held ball will stay with Armstrong. Parsons to Fondo. Couldn't get it to McGowan. Now Fisher will shoot a three. That's short. You get a foul on McGowan, I believe, underneath. Savannah McGowan will pick up her second, so 1-1 coming at the other end for Josiah White. In and out, and Fisher will run it down. Armstrong's still not out of it. They're down 7. Parsons to the corner. Fondo short. And McGowan winds up with it, but she missed it, and Miller rebounds. 50 seconds to go as Choi brings it to the front court. See if they might want to take a foul here, and they will. Fisher. Be her first foul.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
So Miller will head to the free throw line. 44.5 to go here, and they are up 7. Perfect on the first. One more time here for Miller. Ariana Shepard will check in here for the Falcons. Thinking either she's a three-point specialist or they want somebody to come in that has fouls available, but since they're going to be on offense, I'm thinking this might be somebody they think can make a three. Second one also good. Miller coming up with a pair of clutch free throws. Tried to go inside, deflected away, and we'll get another tie up. And this one, of course, will go Osseo's way.
I think that, you know, there's a few times they've come down where there's a shot that I thought they could have taken. But Osseo's doing a great job of still being aggressive on that defense, so it's making it tough to get a quick shot up there. They are all over.
White swinging it across to Wilson, and she'll be fouled by Fisher. It's a double bonus now, so Wilson will go to the free throw line. Already has 23 points. Missing on the first. But time's going to run out on Armstrong here the way it looks either way. They're down 9 with 25 seconds left.
They just haven't been able to get the shot they want off the last several times down. They've had some turnovers.
Parsons will fire it up there, and that's out of bounds. It hits the basket support. Wilson up the sideline. I think Armstrong has said don't bother fouling anymore here.
Yeah, I think Coach said that to him too.
And a great second half performance here for Osseo. And they will end up winning at 55-46. Really, truly was a tale of two halves. And I don't know at halftime that I would have necessarily, I mean, not that you wouldn't think Osseo had a chance to win still, but they came out and were kind of a different team in the second half.
Oh, I agree. I thought they were a whole different team, and just like I know I said many times, just the different energy they brought in the second half than what they seemed to have in the first half, and it kind of went the other way for Armstrong too. It's just whether, like you said, they got caught a little off guard or I don't know what, but it was Osseo's half, that second half. They did a great job.
So it's the 6th win of the season here for the Orioles, and their 3rd in conference play. They get 23 out of Wilson. Miller, I thought, really played well with 10, 9 points also for Choi. So a little more balance for them. And McGowan had 22 to lead the way for Armstrong, but they really made her work for her points down the stretch especially as well. Hope you've enjoyed the action here tonight from Osseo High School. For Patty Sorensen and the rest of our CCX crew, happy Valentine's Day. And a happy night for the Orioles. Final score again, Osseo 55 and Armstrong 46.